have our grand final. LawLiet beating Soen and Focus today with 2-0 each. Very strong performance by him. Remind 2-0 Fortitude and also beating Krav with 2-1. The two Night Elves find themselves in the grand final. And I was almost surprised. Wait a minute. I was almost surprised to see them not off-racing here. I thought, you know, both being secure in the points already. And both, or at least LawLiet having off-race already today. I thought maybe they would be off-racing here as well, but no. They are not. Remind, as we all know, is very strong with Demon Hunter and Bears, and has shown that against Colorful and many other Night Elves in the past. But look at that, he's going Podem first. Remind with the Podem, and LawLiet with the Demon Hunter. Ooh, interesting. And when we see a Podem, normally that means that the Podem player either wants to play very aggressively, with like a 40 supply push, maybe 50, with APs and glaives and all that. Or, if he wants to play it more passively, he can also try to go for an expansion. Play with a 2 base advantage and try to mass against the bears that are sure to come sooner or later for the Demon Hunter player. Especially Colorful is extremely good at playing defensively against the Podem and surviving against the push. Whew, that was almost a deny. And, you know, knowing Remind, he's normally the aggressive player. He's normally the guy who wants to make things happen, who wants to look for kills, and look for the kill. But that's of course not to say that he can't also play defensively with an X-Bow. Pretty good items for the Demon. Ring of Protection is also very good on a Demon Hunter. Sometimes undervalued, I believe. And here we go. Second Ancient of War. Kind of proxy. Not too close to the opponent, though.
A player's forces are under attack.
No Bear Mirror? Yeah, not yet. Not yet. This, of course, is always the funnest way to see Night Elf Mirror. When two differing strategies go up against each other. And in theory, the Podem is supposed to be very good against the Demon Hunter, because she doesn't care about the mana burn so much. And the normal damage from the Huntresses does pretty well against the Demon Hunter, as opposed to Archers who don't do much damage at all. And it's up here to LawLiet to figure out what the opponent is doing. Is he going to be expanding? In which case you want to play aggressive, I guess. Or is he going to be pushing? In which case you want to be very careful. And LawLiet seems to be more erring on the cautious side right here. Archers in the main, not exposing them. Early Hunter's Hall. To get Ultra Vision. It's a very, very helpful upgrade to have, especially during the first and second nighttime, to have much better vision range. Oh.
A player's forces are under
One
attack.
sneaky wisp in the north that could be an AP. Oh, but LawLiet figures it out immediately. He shall not be caught off guard with this one. Very important here for the Demon Hunter player to keep all the archers alive. Every archer that you lose is going to hurt you quite a bit in defending. And here we go, Remind with the Moonwell. He is not trying to play this late game. He's not trying to expand. He's looking for damage. He's looking to push. But good positioning by LawLiet. Behind the Ancient of War. Demon Hunter healed up again. Archer still protected. There's not much Moon Juice left, though. However, still Nighttime here, only about halfway through. Gonna have more regen as tier 2 finishes in the second hero is coming in for LawLiet. The Panda! But the Fire or Drunken Haze should be Breath, I guess. And it's gonna bruise up these Hunts and Archers quite nicely. Very solid defense so far by LawLiet, right? Knows exactly how much he has to push back. Knows exactly how to not overextend. We have a shop coming for LawLiet. I don't think he has room for an Agent of Lore here back here anymore. And here come the APs. Remind, committing the resources for the APs, LawLiet is not gonna see them. He's distracted right now by the Hunters. Oh, this would be so huge. If LawLiet could find these and cancel them. But he's not checking for it. The first mistake by LawLiet. Oh, he almost went there. He almost went there to check. Alright, now he sees him. Is it too late? Arch is now, of course, very exposed. The Huntress is coming in from the back. Hard for LawLiet to decide. What's he going to focus on now? Saw the APs after all. A bit too late, it would seem. One Archer falls, but also a Huntress taken out. 2 Hunts going down. 3 Hunts! Remind perhaps not quite fast enough in pulling back these Huntresses. 3 Huntresses fallen already, but the APs finish. And I guess that's the most important thing. Panda has 1 more breath. Gonna use it right there. Lots of damage on these Hunts. And the Glaive Throwers coming in by LawLiet right away. He had the Hunter's Hall ready, of course. Ancient of Lore also about to finish. But we do have 3 APs up now. It's gonna make things quite difficult, quite complicated. Nice staff to get the Archer out of there. I think nighttime is about to come to an end. It's also going to be problematic here for the Moon Juice situation for LawLiet. He already went for the Moonstone. The first glaive is here. Very important now to protect these glaives. Glaives, though, very fragile. 300 HP only. And it's about to turn daytime. No more Moon Juice for LawLiet for a long time. Seems like Remind needs his own glaives. Are they coming? Yes. 2 glaives on the way. Perhaps a little bit late. LawLiet under a lot of pressure here now, though. I like the 2 Ancients of War. They can be used here to walk in soon. Needs Nature's Blessing. Oh, LawLiet forgetting about Nature's Blessing. That's perhaps a mistake. Of course, gold is kind of low. But Nature's Blessing would be so helpful. Oh, Hunt's running in, trying to take out the glaives. Would be a huge kill. Staff! Wonderful staff on the glaive. Lands behind the tree. Very nice. Boy, this 100 is dying. It's possibly 2 Hunts. Yeah, that must be 3 Hunts going down. Oh my goodness. LawLiet making a 3rd glaive. Ancient of War in the front here being rooted. Being very tanky with a fortified armor. And LawLiet might be holding this. Potom also dropping very low. Doesn't have a heal scroll anymore. Potom in trouble. Has to run. Breath comes through. That's the kill. Couple of wisps going down there as well. GG. And LawLiet holds. And wins map number 1. Very nicely done by LawLiet. That was just pretty much a perfect hold, right? LawLiet knew exactly what to do against this. He himself has played that strategy many a time. Early Hunter's Hall was very smart. Getting the Ultra Vision when he did. And not losing any archers in the early game. Demon Hunter being always well positioned. LawLiet always knowing where he could and couldn't go with his army. Perhaps a small mistake when he didn't scout the APs right away. But still was able to hold very nicely. And Remind perhaps a bit too careless with his Huntresses. Lost a lot of them pretty early into the game. And the Panda was also a nice addition. Panda not exactly known for being unbelievable on level 1, but a couple of Breaths of Fire are also a good help. And the Panda, just like stat-wise, is a strong hero. He's got high HP, decent armor. And enough mana to throw out a couple of breaths. And that brings us to our second map. Last Refuge. I wonder what we're going to be seeing here. Could certainly be just a straight up bear mirror. LR is a very popular bear map. With Demon Hunter and Bears and Naga, you can creep very effectively. Also try to take out the middle merchants for mid-game map control. Zeppelin drops are a classic on this map as well. But there's also another strategy that has been popular for a while, which is the Potom Mass Archer push. Potom Mass Archer tier 2 push with heal scroll and Naga second. And this is certainly here going to be on the minds of our contestants for map 2. Whether to play it or to be ready to play against it. But LawLiet has taken the lead. If he wins this grand final, LawLiet will have his 5th position in the EPT standings secured. If Remind wins, he's going to tie in EPT points with LawLiet. Very standard opening here so far. In the past, we used to see in Night of Mirror oftentimes both elves trying to creep the merchant early, but that has become a bit too risky. They don't really like doing that anymore, so gonna be a very very safe early game. Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter. Yes! Alright. This time we're gonna go for the straight up standard bear mirror. Thank you, by the way, Sky Fallen with 5 euros says, love you guys. Keep living the dream. Thank you. Much, much appreciated.
A player's forces are under attack.
Clean creeping here by LawLiet. Gonna take this one out quickly, hoping this time to not get ring. Claws and gloves. Alright. The ring curse perhaps finally broken. And in the early game, on low level, the claws are definitely quite a bit better than the gloves. Gloves will improve in value over the course of the game. LawLiet looking at the items, must be aware that he's not going to be favored in this exchange, so Remind very gladly taking the mano-a-mano fight right here. Are they both going to have to TP? Ooh! Oh, the Wisp! Detonate! To prevent the mana burn. Oh, that was sick! Archer right clicks! 3 HP! Oh! He goes down! Oh my god. The last shot! Arrow to the knee. A classic. Thank you, Face Chan, with a 21 3-sub. Oh, he thought that was the last shot he was gonna take there on 3 HP, but one more came in. Pew pew. Is that a new icon for claws? It's been in use for quite some time. It's on Neddies. This is the Neddies special icon. They had to change them. They had to change Claws and Sacrificial Skull and Frostworms. Because the Chinese government does not like blood and bones and skeletons and all that stuff. Alright, Remind now though. Catching up on creeping, going for the Merc Camp. So is LawLiet. Oof. Pretty low HP over here. Both with a Berserker. And LawLiet gets the Scourge Bone Chimes. Pretty sick drop so far for LawLiet. Gloves perhaps not the best, but the other two items absolutely amazing. Whereas we have the robe for Remind. Also a good item for the second hero, but of course. Vamp Aura in Bear Mirror is pretty sick. Also for the Demon Hunter, very good. Thank you, Pims, with a 50-month resub, and he fittingly says, nice number. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, my good man. 50 months. It's more than 4 years, bro. Thank you, thank you. Alright, trying to snipe the item. He shall get it. One of Illusion soaked up. Oh, the Berserker getting ensnared. That was pretty painful. That Berserker will be going down. No way to save it. Might be able to force a TP in return. Perhaps not. Archer gets ensnared. Could be using the Shadow Meld here. Oh. Or not. Oh, and the Berserker also got ensnared. Oh, that's unfortunate. That Berserker also to be falling, so... Remind losing one more Archer. And LawLiet got the item on the other side. Big Invul Potion for him. Very nice. Of course, worth to remember that he lost the TP before. Illusion Block, Mana Burn. Oh, trying to go for the Magi here. That might be a bit ambitious. But he's still gonna do it. He knows when the Archers run in from the opponent, they're gonna get ensnared. They should get ensnared. Yeah, there we go. That's gonna force the Invul Potion here. Perhaps? Yes. One of Mana Steal and Mana Burn. Demon trying to run away. Naga doesn't have the boot. The Demon is fine. This is gonna take a lot of Moon Juice to heal up, though. And the Invul Potion was used already. The one of Mana Stealing isn't that good anyways. So, honestly, getting these two camps in the middle wasn't even that good for LawLiet. But I guess it certainly still was worthwhile experience. And now we're moving towards Tier 3. Bears soon to be joining. One lore into Tier 3 on both sides, with the second lore slightly delayed. Look at that region. Scourge Bone Chimes on a Demon Hunter is so good. Every hit, he gets 5 HP. And that does add up nicely over time. Book of the Dead on both sides could be actually good if there's no wisps around to detonate. But LawLiet not going to value that one. Sells it. Sells the one charge of the one of the wind, one of Mana Steal that he still had. Gonna go for Heal Scroll and Invuln instead. Inventory on Remind's Demon Hunter not looking that great. He's got like hardly anything. And very, very mirrored creep routes over here. Alright. Remind needs to equalize here. He needs to find a good item. He needs to find an aura, ideally, himself. Cloak of Flames could actually also be really good. Hood of Cunning is okay. Battle Drums. Damn! LawLiet is finding some good items here. And he's already got the level 4 Demon Hunter. Adept training for the Bears, perhaps a bit late. I like the usage here of the Book of the Dead for Remind to creep this more easily. As we see, he crept the red camp quite a bit faster than LawLiet did. But LawLiet, therefore, with Naga level 3. This is a bit of a passive phase here in the mid game. Before we get to 50 supply, before we get to the fully fleshed out Bear army, and then add 50, we may see the first fight happening. Alright, Remind, he needs a good item here. Periapt is pretty good on the Demon Hunter. Yeah, it's one of the better ones, I'd say. No orb? Ah, no, there's the orb. Okay, Naga has the orb. It's kind of weird. Shouldn't he give that to the Demon Hunter? Double orb in the late game is probably going to be a good idea, but keeps the orb on the Naga, so he's not going to have Cold Arrow. He's just going to spam Fork Lightning. Never mind. Here we go. He gave it over. Alright, we're closing in on 50 supply. Ancient of Wind early. So LawLiet probably expecting a bear drop. Especially when the opponent doesn't have a TP anymore. A bear drop can be very dangerous. And of course Remind is aware that LawLiet's TP had been used earlier. And he hasn't rebought it yet. Plus 26 damage on the Demon Hunter. Looking strong. And indeed, Remind has the first Zeppelin already. Upgrades, of course, also in this Bambara. Very important. 0-1 on Remind. 1-1 already on LawLiet. He's going to catch an Archer. There is a staff, right? Yeah, there is on both sides. And so both players with a Zeppelin already. Awkward position for LawLiet trying to get through this needle hole right here. 4 bears versus 5 bears. But LawLiet has a bit more backline, a bit more archers. Using the Zeppelin, holding on to the staff for now.
A player's forces are under attack.
Normally LawLiet should be pretty happy to take this game into the later stages. Build a big army, get lots of upgrades, and get even more value out of this item, the Scourge Bone Chimes. There's a few more camps to go for. 4.5 on the Demon already. Remind though, not far behind in experience. This is still absolutely anybody's game. But Remind is aware that he's going to have a bit of a handicap here, considering the Vamp Aura. More upgrades for both. Just sold something. I think it was Cloak of Shadows. Might be worthwhile for LawLiet to push into upkeep. If he has the bigger army, he should be able to secure these camps for himself fairly easily.
A player's force.
Remind is trying to go for the corner creep camp, which means he is certainly going to have to TP out here sooner rather than later. Reveal comes in, 1 archer going down. That was the sacrifice. Not a bad move for Remind. He's going to get the item. He's going to try to load up into the Zeppelin. Oh, that's dangerous! Ooh, the right clicks! Oh my god! Oh, the Zep! Oh! That's what I meant by dangerous. Crash and burn. Well, I guess not exactly burn. They rather all drowned. Dropping into the sea. And that's GG. 2-0 for LawLiet. Good game by him. Nice little hero kill in the early game. Very strong item found later with the Scourge Bone Chimes. And then, with the little lead that he had, nicely brought it towards the finish line. LawLiet looking strong today. Not just with his Night Elf main race, but also earlier with Human. He was able to 2-0 Soin. And we go into map 3 quickly. Autumn leaves. LawLiet could close it out here already. But I think I think Remind's gonna bring it back. I think he's gonna mount a real challenge now. Remind, he's legendary in this matchup. Knight of Mirror has always been one of his strengths, one of his most impressive matchups. Would be quite surprising here if LawLiet should get the 3-0. I don't think so. It's time for Remind now to start to bring this one back. But coming back from a 2-0 deficit, certainly not too easy. Thank you, by the way, King Kiko with 38 month resub says, the question on everyone's lips, Tim Dillon or Carl Pinkton? Carl... What? Pilkington? I think you spelled that wrong. Wait, what's his name again? I do know who you mean. Carl... Oh. Wait, I have to Google this right now. Carl Pilkington... God damn it. Is a friend of Ricky Gervais, and they used to do a podcast together. I know this one. He's a very, very funny guy. Ah, no, you did spell it right. I'm sorry. I thought it was spelled somewhat differently, but no. Carl Pilkington. I really like both of them, and they're very funny in their own ways. Couldn't choose a favorite, though. But yeah, I do recommend both Carl Pilkington and Tim Dillon. Anyways, we are on map 3. LawLiet with a 2-0 lead. He played the Demon Hunter on the first 2 maps very successfully, but now LawLiet is the one to switch into Potom play. And then once again the question reveals itself as, is the Potom going to play aggressive or passive? LawLiet has amazing Zeppelin micro especially. It's kind of hard to acquire the loyalty of the lab though. It's a hard camp to creep. Especially without Ancient of War. Remind about to find out about the Potom right now. So now he knows he's gonna have to be pretty careful. Needs to make sure the archers aren't exposed. Because if these archers start dying, the Potom and Hunts can quickly take charge of a game.
Forces are under attack.
Number 44 with Rice wishing us and me a happy weekend. Thank you, man. I hope you have a good weekend as well. I know I certainly will, because tomorrow the DreamHack Winter is gonna have its conclusion. Quarterfinals tomorrow for DreamHack Winter Asia and the top 4 on Sunday. Thank you, Lathica, with a 12-month resub. Just creeping for now. The Demon Hunter trying to level up and power up as much as he can. Some good items. Gloves and slippers, very nice. Mantle, good for a second hero.
A player's forces are under attack.
Oh, tried to force the TP off of the Demon Hunter. Oh, 2 more orb shots. Oh my god! 2 HP. Jesus Christ. Playing with fire. Second Ancient of War is ready over at the Merchant. This will not quite be level 3 for the Potom, but get her fairly close. Finds the Hunter's Hall. Does he have the damage to get the cancel here? Not really, right? No. Especially with the Demon Hunter showing up, LawLiet gonna have to back up, creeping in the meantime. Just more hunts for now. Getting upgrades pretty early. Strength of the Moon. And remind, rightfully playing this very careful with the archers. Especially on this map. It's pretty easy for Night Elf to expand. Place a Tree of Life over here or here. And try to expand later on with the map control that you have with the Huntresses. Because for the archers, it's extremely hard to get across the map. For that reason, we have Remind scouting out here, down here with a Wisp. I like that. But LawLiet doesn't seem to be concerned with expanding at all. He's looking to find some damage. But the positioning here for Remind is just impeccable. I don't think LawLiet can really achieve much over here. But he's testing the waters. And finds no... Trying to come up with a naval analogy right now. Finds no lifeboat? That doesn't exactly make sense. Whatever. Good defense so far by Remind. Nothing went wrong. Going fast for tier 3. One lower, tier 3, no shop. LawLiet gonna get level 3 here though. That's a good big power spike for all the Huntresses. Ring of Protection should be a cell. As one archer goes down. Oh, and the demon almost got surrounded. Upon daytime, LawLiet can go for some heal scrolls. And it's gonna make these hunts even more dangerous. What we've seen from Colorful in the past is not going tier 3, but just spamming archers and dryads and Ancients of War with Nature's Blessing to try to hold on against the Huntress push. So I think LawLiet absolutely has a window here to do big damage with a Huntress push. Maybe with some glaives. But it's no glaives. It's just pure hunts. About 1 minute away from daytime. And Remind doesn't have that big of an army yet. He's got a bunch of archers. But if they're caught in the open, that could be very dangerous. And they will be getting caught. One should be going down here at the very least. Remind gonna stand and take the fight. Takes out one Huntress. Trades it for almost 2 archers. Oh, nice save. Just barely there, making it back to the Moonwells. Remind. Has he overstepped? Has he gone out too far with his archers? He may have. Good saves there, partly. 3 archers go down. Traded for 2 hunts. Oh, they're gonna fall back a bit. It's daytime now, so the heal scrolls have become available. But I think Remind now in a strong defensive position. More and more hunts are going down for LawLiet. Demon Hunter also losing plenty of HP. There's 5 Huntresses falling, I believe. Oh, but the Dryad also gonna go down. That's a big one. But Remind has the bears coming. 2 bears queued already. He's got adept training. Now come the APs by LawLiet, but I think that's a bit too late. Perhaps a bit too late. Wisp coming in for the detonate, but this rejuve was already finished. Alright, 2 glaives now in the mix as well. And we have the Orb of Venom on the Demon Hunter. This AP certainly is going to finish. No canceling that one anymore.
A player's forces are under attack.
50 damage with the first hit here on the glaive. Seems like the second AP is also about to finish. Moon Juice on Remind is pretty low. Ancient of War has been taken out. It looked like a good defense for a while there. But now with the APs coming, with the glaives applying pressure, things get dicey. LawLiet lost a bunch of hunts, but I guess it was a worthy sacrifice. APs uprooted. This might be the time for Remind to go. Uprooted and rooted again. 3rd AP coming. This is going to be a lot of damage from these Ancient Protectors. I feel like LawLiet should perhaps bring more Wisps. But anyways, in we go. 2 APs firing away. Remind walking into the APs. Is that the right call? Should he not perhaps just make his own glaive throwers? Rejuve coming in. Oh, he missed the Dispel! He used the detonate, but on the right target. The Demon Hunter is still healthy. Oh, but he gets a bear. Level 4 for the Potem. More kills for her. Takes out 2 archers, but also a lot of hunts about to die. Oh my god, dude. Everything's dying. But so might be this bear. More right clicks coming in. Is there a staff? No, there isn't. Look at this AP. In the middle of the forest. The Demon Hunter is still very strong and hard to deal with. But can he really take on a whole army by himself? Not quite. He has to fall back. Evasion helping him out. He's going to make it back to the Moonwells. Of course, the rejuves here are a godsend. Every bear, double rejuve. So strong. Minimal surface area over here for the AP. Rejuvenation detonated, but there's so many rejuves. The Demon Hunter, though, he can't quite take on this AP. AP can just uproot, eat a tree, and root again. Supply-wise, we're very even, but of course the APs don't count into the supply. This contain is still very dangerous for Remind. Whisk coming in for the double detonate, perhaps. Oh, blocking as well. But there's more rejuve. There's always more rejuve. Some bears are going down. Bottom is close to level 5, by the way. But of course, if the towers get the last hits, she doesn't get the experience here. And the aura also doesn't work for APs. That would be pretty sick. Imagine if True Shot worked for APs as well. Gonna need a heal scroll here. Sells the TP and the ring. I like that. Double heal scroll. Reminds. Running back into the fray. Should be getting this 1 AP now, I think. He's got good damage over here. Oh, perhaps not, though. The tree was still digesting, or the AP, rather, was still digesting a tree. And was regenerating health quite nicely. He's going to do that again. He's slowly leapfrogging forward. But Remind seems to be able to sustain fairly well here. With the bears coming in over and over. The rejuve really helpful. 1 heal scroll had been used already. The second one is going to have to be used in just a second. Lots of wisps here also have to be committed. Oh, but now the bears are in deep in enemy territory. And 3 APs are shelling away. More and more boulders being tossed by them. Fortunately for Remind, they don't actually stun. Oh, timely detonate coming in the Demon Hunter. But now it's nighttime again. And that means Remind can make use of a lot more moon juice once again. He does have Wellspring upgrade. Very important. 1 bear about to drop. He doesn't have a staff. That perhaps a bit of an oversight. And level 5 on the bottom. Big damage increase. But only 1 glaive is left. Remind seems to be stabilizing. LawLiet, what's he remaking? More hunts. He saved some hunts nicely, healed them up, and now bringing them back into the fight. LawLiet has to buy a couple of seconds here before the huntresses arrive from the main. And that's the window for Remind now to do big damage. The wisp detonates, absolutely crucial. I think LawLiet has to try to take out these Moonwells. With only 1 glaive, it's not so easy. Plus 19 damage, though, on the glaive throwers. Plus 6 on the hunts. Rejuve detonated. This was a good detonate. Hitting very early. And we see the Demon Hunter taking a good amount of damage right here. More bears are coming. More rejuves. How many rejuves have we seen this game? Oh, but the first Moonwell falls. That means no more bear production for quite some time. If this Moonwell falls, Remind is super supply stack. This could be the 3-0 for LawLiet. He's got a big Huntress force once again, but no heal scroll. The bears are in. Rejuve. Not quite active yet. There we go, but he's just fighting through the rejuve. Demon Hunter trying to take out the glaive. That's important. He gets level 5. Should certainly be evasion level 3 now. He's very, very tanky. Wait, is he surrounded? He's surrounded between the trees! Oh my god! With the shadow meld! LawLiet locks the door. Hold the door! Hold the door! Demon Hunter can't get out anymore. Sick plays. Heavy punish against this Demon Hunter movement, and that sort of has to be GG. Without the demon any longer, how can Remind do this? He's trying to go for the tavern res, but it's very expensive. Level 5 hero. It's like 700 gold. He doesn't have that gold right now. And he's losing the Moonwells. Oh, he's gonna be supply blocked. And perhaps going tier 3 was a bit too greedy. Rejuvenation is good, but perhaps not good enough. Maybe staying tier 2, massing archers and defensive structures would have been the better play here. It was a close game, though. Remo was almost able to hold. He does get the demon hunter back somehow, before he was completely supply blocked. But with 3 APs knocking on the front door, the pod in level 5, and LawLiet still having a sizable army. This does seem like a clean 3-0 victory for LawLiet, who has not dropped a single map yet today. Last-ditch effort, Remind bringing everything back into the fray, the 3 bears, but that's not enough. They're all damaged already. And even the level 5 Demon Hunter, not quite good enough. He dodges a lot of attacks, but he needs to dodge all the attacks. Oh, and it wisps around towards the end, perhaps. No, he gets away. And that's game. GG. And indeed, LawLiet with a very convincing 3-0 victory over Remind, who's normally the king of Night Elf Mirror. He will fall today. LawLiet takes first place, and with that does cement himself in 5th position in the EPT rankings.